All right, today we're going to dive into a world that exists right alongside ours. I mean, it's on every surface, it's in the air we breathe, it's even inside us, but it's totally, completely invisible.
No, really, have you ever stopped to think about it? You see a puddle after a storm, and to us, it's just a puddle. But what if I told you there's a whole drama of life and death playing out in that tiny bit of water?
Because inside that one little drop, there's an entire ecosystem. It's like a microscopic city, just teeming with creatures living out their lives, and we can't see any of it. It's a whole world that's just right there, but beyond what our eyes can pick up.
To really get why this is so mind-blowing, you have to remember just how recently we even found out about it. For most of human history, we had absolutely no clue this world was even there.
Just think about that for a second. Every empire, every major event, all of it happened while humanity was completely unaware of this entire kingdom of life going about its business right under our noses. So, what changed?
What changed was a single invention. A tool that didn't just let us see small things, it revealed a whole new reality we never ever knew existed.
The microscope. It was so much more than just a piece of curved glass. It was literally a portal. For the very first time, we could peek through the keyhole into this hidden universe, and what we saw was going to change science forever.
So it all got started with a couple of really curious guys back in the 1600s. In 1665, you've got this English scientist, Robert Hooke, who looks at a super thin slice of cork and sees something incredible. And around the same time, a Dutch cloth merchant, Antony van Leeuwenhoek, who was amazing at making lenses, becomes the first person in history to see tiny, living things swimming around. These two basically unlock the door for all of us.
What Hooke saw was just wow. The cork wasn't solid at all. It was made of these tiny, boxy little rooms, all packed together. And it reminded him of something really common, a brick wall.
He decided to call these little boxes cells, because they looked like the small, simple rooms that monks lived in. And just like that, by looking at a piece of dead cork, the basic building block of all life finally had a name.
But see, this discovery gave us more than just a new word. It pointed to a deep, fundamental truth about our world, a principle that ties all of biology together.
And here's the bottom line. From a tiny ant to a giant blue whale, from a single blade of grass to a massive redwood tree, every single living thing on this planet is built from these little blocks. It's the one rule of life that applies to everything.
Now, not all cells are designed the same way. Plant and animal cells are a great example. They have some really key differences. Plant cells, for instance, have a tough outer wall that gives them structure, which animal cells just don't have. They've also got chloroplasts. Those are the little green engines that turn sunlight into food. And finally, plant cells usually have one huge vacuole for storing water, while in animal cells, they're pretty small, if they're there at all.
So, we've covered the cells that build big things, like us. But what about the organisms that are just one single cell? Well, now it's time to meet the real stars of the invisible world.
These are microorganisms, or microbes for short. They're complete, single-celled life forms. And they're not just hanging out in weird places, they are absolutely everywhere. The air you're breathing right now, the ground under your feet, the water you drink, it is all packed with them. And the variety is just staggering. You've got your bacteria, which come in all sorts of shapes, spheres, rods, spirals, and some of them are in your gut right now helping you digest your lunch. You have fungi, like bread mold, which are the planet's master decomposers. There's algae, the tiny green powerhouses making food from sunlight. And then you get protozoa, like the famous shape-shifting amoeba. It's a whole menagerie in miniature.
So, okay, why is this a big deal? Why should we care about this invisible world? Well, because without it, our visible world couldn't exist. Simple as that. These tiny organisms are the planet's great recyclers. They're the ultimate cleanup crew. When plants and animals die, it's the microbes that get to work, breaking everything down and returning all those vital nutrients back to the soil. Without them, the whole cycle of life would just grind to a halt. They are absolutely 100% essential.
And they operate on a scale that is just hard to get your head around. To put it in perspective, a single gram of healthy soil, that's about the weight of a paperclip, can hold billions of these microorganisms, all working together to keep the planet running. Billions. So the next time you see a puddle or walk in a park, just remember, you're not alone. You're walking through an invisible, ancient, and totally essential world of life.
They clean our planet, they help keep us alive, which really makes you wonder, right? What other amazing things are these invisible allies doing for us that we haven't even figured out?